everybody.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
I am Janae Strother.
I'm Sean Spencer.
Back.
We are back.
We are back, ladies and gentlemen.
I gotta go out and hold up.
Come on. The lion. Here. The lion. New man losing so fine. Kirk Cousins.
All right. I am Janae Strother.
I am Sean Spencer.
And this is Let's Talk Football.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy, Sean Spencer. One half of the dynamic duo. It is Let's Talk Football. And ladies and gentlemen, we are back. The Roundtable has returned live Thursday in your living room. Hi! Let's go. Less than 50 days until the NFL season has returned. The Hall of Fame games in like a week. Let's go. Let's go. And listen, I'm not here by myself. If it's a little smoky in here, do not worry. Do not adjust your screen. That's just my man, Mr. I Want the Smoke, Nicholas Rosario.
What up, everybody? Good to be back. Good to be here. Hope you're all having a great week.
Yes, sir.
My glasses are foggy. I can't even see. Look.
And we got to show love. We got to show love to the host of Diversity with Delilah Crespo in the building. Live from my buddies, if I'm not mistaken. Live from my buddies.
Yes, I am.
Yes. She's on remote. We put her on remote this week, so she's already about 4 beers in, so this ought to be interesting.
Ooh, no.
Right
That would be funny if I was. It would be funny if I was. It would be an interesting show.
Hey, let's get it. Let's get it. Yo, hey, and ladies and gentlemen, we want to apologize. Summer has happened. We've been moving and grooving, doing this and doing that. So we want to apologize for not being able to be in front of you. But ladies and gentlemen, we are back. We are back. We have a full packed show for you, ladies and gentlemen. So tune in because it's going to be a fun one, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be a fun one, no doubt, no doubt. First and foremost, I got to do my birthdays. Yeah. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to shout out Catherine Hughes and my good friend Tiffany Ford. Her birthday is this Sunday. Works at Nordstrom, is a fashion designer, takes care of people, their looks, their this, that. Very, very strong supporter of social conscience and Black Lives Matter and different injustice things. You know, so I got to shout her out, man.
Happy birthday.
Kat, that's her best friend. They're mermaids, as Kat calls her, because they stay in the pool, they do their thing. So, hey, shout out to you, Tiffany. Hope you have the best birthday ever.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, no doubt.
Well, happy birthday there, Tiffany. Yeah.
Right. And unless you live under a rock, ladies and gentlemen, unless you are not a sports fan whatsoever, you absolutely know that 2 nights ago, the Milwaukee Bucks won the NBA Finals, ladies and gentlemen. Giannis
Congratulations.
Got it done. Sealed the deal in Game 6 with a 50 spot. Hit his free throws, man. Go ahead, Giannis. I'm with that, man. Go ahead, Milwaukee Bucks. Shout out to you guys. Nick, how you feeling about this, man? They did their thing, man.
Well, you know, it's hard not to be happy for a franchise who hasn't won a title in 50 years.
Exactly.
So, you know, and you got to appreciate the way that they did it. I mean, they fought hard. You know, and again, everybody argues the super teams. Well, this is not a super team. This team was put together. This team had to go through a lot to get to where they were. Yes, I mean, when you think about it, like, you know, you piece this team together slowly after getting Giannis. Some of these guys came over from other teams, Drew Holiday, Bobby Portis. You know, Middleton's been in the league, 7, 8 years? So, I mean, you got a bunch of guys who've just been kind of floating around, and they finally caught on. They finally got a guy who could, you know, take the lead, as it were, and grab the team on his back and ride with them. So, I mean, you took a bunch of guys who did not succeed on other teams, brought them here to Milwaukee with Giannis, and now all of a sudden you got a contender and you won a title. So I give some of that to the coach. I give some of that to the guys for stepping up and doing what they're supposed to do. And, you know, Giannis proved that, hey, man, you know, and again, you can argue that, you know, the whole thing about if, you know, maybe if Durant had a smaller shoe or his toe wasn't on the line, like, that Milwaukee wouldn't even be in the finals. But you know what? It's not how it happened. You don't control that. You play who you play, and that's the way it goes.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
sorry for Brooklyn, sorry for LA and any other team. Milwaukee won, and I'm happy for them. Congratulations. 50 years, now you got your title. You're good to go.
And I love that. I love that. Delilah, it was well deserved.
Absolutely.
I'm so happy for Milwaukee. And you know what? I'm also happy, like Nick alluded to, I'm happy that it's not LeBron and AD in there. I'm happy that it's not, Kyrie and Kate Durant and all those guys. I like that. I don't want a super team. Give me my Bulls. Give me my teams in the 90s. You know what I mean? What's up, Delilah?
No, I honestly I appreciated that they put the work in. Like they were gritty, right? We saw that Brooklyn series. They got hairy there for a while, right? And but I gotta tell you, they know how to grind. They know how to grind. They went in there. They had all the doubters, right? People were like, the Suns are gonna beat you, right? Because they thought that, especially when they went back to Phoenix, everybody's like, you're gonna lose that game. They didn't. They never lost. Right. They never lost the momentum as soon as they won that. That game 2. They just that's it. Like, congratulations to Milwaukee. This is probably one of the few times you'll see me congratulating a Milwaukee team.
Right, exactly. I feel you.
I have no hate on the Bucks at all whatsoever. You guys earned that. Congratulations. Giannis, you're a leader forever. Drew had a good series too. I know he's overshadowed by he's overshadowed by Giannis. No offense, because he just killed it, right? He won defensive, right? The defensive trophy of the game. He won MVP of the game. Giannis took home the 3 major, trophies. But Drew had a good series too. Drew came out and really played ball well, and so congratulations, Milwaukee Bucks. Y'all deserved it. Congratulations. See, I don't know, Chris Paul. Sorry, man. Better luck next season.
Let's hope so.
It would have been nice for the Suns. They never won one either, so that kind of would have been cool too.
Well, that's the only down part about this is the fact that Chris Paul did lose. I hated that. I love to see how excited he was. I love to see that he got in there and he was able to do his thing. But at the same time, it's kind of like Chris Paul, man. He's sneaky, man. I've seen Chris Paul, man. Some people, you know what I mean? I looked at the Patrick Beverley at the end of the Clippers series where he pushed Chris Paul at the end, and I'm like, dang, that's so messed up. And I'm like, man, what did Chris Paul say to him? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All in all, hey, he's still an amazing player. You still want him to get here. Hopefully he gets back. And with that team that he has, I think they will get back.
I think they got a good team too. I actually like this finals because it was finally teams that haven't either won in a long time or haven't won ever, and I thought that was fun. It was fun seeing 2 different teams actually in the NBA finals rather than the same old teams all the time.
Exactly.
So it was fun. It was fun.
I like that. Let's shout out to some of the people watching. What's up, Nate? Talking about what's up, y'all.
What up, Nate, dog?
Here we go. So happy to see Wisconsin win. Tequila shots everywhere. And Delilah Cat says she likes the hair color. Yes.
Oh, thank you.
I can dig it. But now listen, as Milwaukee fans, shout out to them doing their thing. We gotta go to another person in Milwaukee who's a part owner of the team.
Yes.
Shout out to him for winning a title there, because he's not winning one in the NFL.
That's for sure.
He might not even have a team in the NFL. Nick, without further ado, Nick, I'm going right to you, man. Aaron Rodgers was offered the 2-year contract extension, and he turned it down.
Right, give us that. Come
on, Nick. Let's go, Nick.
Okay, so here we go. Okay, Mr. Rodgers. Why did he turn it down? Because it's not about the money. It's not about the money. I feel disrespected. My team doesn't think that I deserve to be the quarterback anymore. So we drafted Jordan Love, and I'm going to have a hissy fit. Here's my thing, man. Look, fine. Your team drafted Jordan Love. Why did they do that? Because they did it before. You benefited from that same situation 15 years earlier when they drafted your behind while they still had Brett Favre. And I bet you, dumbass, sat there on the bench biting at the bit, waiting to get in, right? Exactly. So the fact that Green Bay did it again in pretty much the same way they did it before And now, because it's happening to you, you don't like it. Well, you know what, Aaron? That's too damn bad. You know why? Because this is business, bro. And if you want to blame somebody, blame free agency, because that's what changed football forever. There is no loyalty, bro. This is a business. And they were looking at, hey, we do need to start looking at the future. Because, and again, people will say, well, Aaron Rodgers is one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. I never said he wasn't. I've always given Aaron his props in that department.
Same.
But he's a crybaby. Let's be honest about that. You want to be all over social media all of a sudden. Like, oh, look at me. I'm in Hawaii. This is the best it's ever been. I'm clearing my head. I'm taking care of my mental health. I'm banging Shailene Woodley in waterfalls in Hawaii. Whatever. Nobody cares, Aaron. Nobody cares, bro. Do what you do. You didn't need to broadcast all summer what you were doing. Nobody cares. And here's my other thing about this whole, you wanted, I get it that the team maybe could have handled it better with you by coming to you as a respect out of being their best player and saying, hey, Aaron, this is what we're thinking going forward.
Right.
I admit they could have done that, and that would have been great, but they didn't. And what did you choose to do, though? Instead of maybe being the bigger person and being, hey, I'm going to do that. I mean, you're under a contract. Like, you can say whatever you want, but you signed that contract. So the fact that you want to sit out here and pretend like you're not coming back or you're not coming back unless they trade you and all this other crap, bro. No, get your ass in there and play. And let's think about something here. You're 1-4 in NFC Championship games, my friend. The last time you won, 2011, you beat the Bears 21-14 in that championship game. And that's the one Super Bowl that you won. You're 0-4 in the last 10 years, my friend. So it's not exactly like you're lighting up the damn NFL when it comes to crunch time. So excuse me if I'm starting to think about maybe we do need to think about the future of our team here. Because we're not winning with you, pal. Regular season is fine. But when it really counts, you haven't been there. And you can argue, well, yeah, it's a team effort. Yes, it is. But who's the quarterback? And who's going to ride, who's going to get the blame when they lose? And who's going to get all the glory when they win? The quarterback. So shut up, Aaron. Get your ass to training camp next week. Lead your team and find a way to win. Stop crying. Stop all this BS with, where you're at and your mental health and all. No, dude. I'm done. I'm done. Get your ass to camp. Get in there and lead your team. And stop being a crybaby. Done. Rosario out.
Oh, Mike dropped. Like, come on now.
I hear the smoke alarms.
Right? Exactly. It's getting foggy in here. Good gracious. Delilah. But, I mean, look, what Nick is saying is right. Aaron Rodgers, he's out here on,
He put it perfectly fine. Like,
exactly. It's ridiculous.
I like that you're throwing out his postseason stats because people forget about that, right?
0-4, baby, in 10 years. Last 10 years, 0-4. 0-4. You know what? Win me another title, and maybe I'll show you some respect.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
And honestly, at this point, I feel like the management, everybody at the top, is probably tired of him already at this point. Especially now that they shared, like, by the way, we did offer him an extension, and he said no.
Right. This is not about the money. I was disrespected.
So,
you made me feel like I wasn't wanted.
Yeah.
Boo-hoo.
Are you triggered?
Boo-hoo.
Yeah. Let's give the rookie a shot, right? Like, let's give him a shot. I mean, he was drafted at a high pick anyway, right? He
was the last pick of the first round that year before, right?
So yeah,
like 28, 29, whatever Jordan Love was.
Right, and also like he showed talent, like based on like what I saw of his tapes and stuff in college or whatever. So like, give the rookie a shot.
Well, I think what really got him was that they moved up to get him.
Right.
I think that's what really pissed off Aaron. It's like, hey man, that's who they were scouting. That's who they wanted. So they moved up and got who they wanted.
Green Bay is known for really doing a good job of creating future quarterbacks.
Yeah. They did it to Don Majkowski. They got Brett Favre, and then they did it to Brett Favre by getting Aaron Rodgers. Right, so now they did it to Aaron Rodgers by getting Jordan Love. That's the way it goes.
This is literally how they That's literally how
business,
they
bro. Business.
Now guys, I think we should have prefaced your comments by saying, ladies and gentlemen, my man Nick and my girl Delilah are diehard Chicago Bears fans. So they don't care if Aaron never plays another game.
You know what? I'll be honest with you. I hope he does play and we whoop his ass with him there. I don't even care about that.
Man.
My Bears are coming out and my Bears are going for the smoke this year. That's what I'm going to tell you. We're coming for it. Yeah, stating the truth is correct. Who's that? Who's that? Cam? I love you, Cam.
That's Cam.
Cam, I love you, Cam. You're my girl.
You know, you.
Hey, look, uh-oh. There's Wendy. Guys, I can hear you.
Yo, yeah. Listen.
You know what, Wendy? I hope you can, dear, because your team is, you got to figure that out, Wendy. Just saying. Your boy's a crybaby, and now, we got a week till camp, but what's he going to do?
Is he coming?
It's put up or shut up time. Right, put up or shut up time.
Honestly, as a fan, and I say as a football fan, you know me, I'm very, I'm respectful of a lot of stuff. So what is going to happen if he doesn't show up to training camp? Are fans finally going to come to terms with Aaron Rodgers is not feeling Green Bay anymore?
Right.
Are you guys going to throw your support behind the new quarterback, Jordan Love? Give him some love.
Yeah, exactly. No pun intended.
Where's the love?
Where's the love? But I got to shout out the Washington Football Weekly Wednesday nights where we discussed this. And look, Avila, got to shout him out. The Shirtless Wonder had a point where he said, they haven't given him any help. Look, I understand Aaron's point, and then at the same time, I'm looking at it like, Aaron, get off your high horse and let's get to camp. All right?
You know what? Though? Wait, hold on. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Delilah. Yeah, go ahead.
Adams isn't a stud.
That's one guy. But
it wasn't just Davante Adams. He had, what's his name, that running back that Nick and I always forget about, who always,
Williams, what was the kid's name? Right, we always forget. Forget that kid's name.
And they actually took the offseason.
You had Aaron Jones. You had weapons.
Yeah,
and you know what?
Weapons. And he has new weapons because they actually did spend time going out there and draft. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like Green Bay didn't go out there and didn't use their offseason well. They picked up a lot of studs. So either he's got to show up and work with them or don't.
The receivers they have are not horrible. Like Alan Lazard and Marcus Valdez Scantling. These aren't scrubs. These guys aren't running the bench, bro. I'm just saying.
No, come on now. How good are they really, and how good are they with him? They're great. They're better because they're with him.
Well, isn't that part of the thing? Is that he's Aaron Rodgers, so he's be able to play with guys like that and elevate them? Isn't that what good players do?
I understand that. As we saw, he had 48-5 last year and took them within a drive of the Super Bowl. But I'm just saying, as devil's advocate, go ahead.
All right, but here's my example, right? Stephon Diggs left Minnesota, and how's he doing with Josh Allen? He's killing it, right? He's killing it, right? So again, why is it that Josh Allen figured out how to connect with Stephon Diggs, and they're literally one of the top 5 duos, right? Last season, they still think they're gonna kill it this upcoming season. So again, the quarterback does elevate players because he's bye Minnesota. I'm not gonna stay here and play with your favorite
Kirk
quarterback,
Cousins.
Sean.
Oh, sorry, Cat. My bad.
Yeah, your favorite quarterback, Sean.
Captain
Cousins. Kirk Cousins.
The captain.
He said
the multi-million-dollar bust.
Right. Stephon Diggs said, I'm out of here. And look, he's killing it over there with the Bills and Josh Allen. So I agree with Nick. The quarterback does make a difference. So if Stephon Diggs and Josh Allen are killing it over there in Buffalo, you're trying to tell me Aaron Rodgers, who has more experience, who's a veteran, can't do it over here in Green Bay?
Listen, at the end of the day, you guys are right. Aaron Rodgers still with whatever team he had.
I'm talking about fundamentals too. I'm not being an ass.
Right.
I'm literally talking about football.
Football.
Look, I really don't have as much of an argument because of the fact he went 48-5. He was almost MVP. He got them to within a drive of the Super Bowl, and if he had the control that he deserved, they might have been in the Super Bowl. Who knows? But so listen. At the end of the day, my annoyance comes from the fact that the season starts in essentially less than a week. The preseason, the Hall of Fame game, all that stuff starts in a week. I want to see our best player. I want to see one of our best players there. Also, it alters my list for best QB and wide receiver duos if he's not there. So,
mine too. That was the thing. I had to consider that when I was looking at it because I'm like, well, right now he's not the quarterback, is he?
Right.
He's still on my list with an asterisk.
Yeah, he's right. Right, sure, absolutely.
Put him there just in case.
Just in case, right.
So, yo, hey, and that's all the time we're gonna spend on Aaron Rodgers. Hopefully he plays. Yeah, right. Hopefully he plays. I know you want him to play Nick, so you guys can crush him and take him out the right way.
Right. Let's do this fair heads up. Let's do it.
Get him on there. Hey, and I'm looking forward to potentially seeing Rodgers versus Fields shootout. I would love to see that.
That would be great, right? Who wouldn't like that?
Absolutely.
And Wendy, just for you, I hope he does play, Wendy, because I know you're a diehard fan, and I hope he suits up for a super fan like you, Wendy.
Shout out to Wendy who's watching when the Bucks won it, and it's time for the Packers to win the Super Bowl this year.
Oh,
wow. Okay, all right.
Might I remind you that the Buccaneers returned 22 starters from last year's team.
Yes.
Just saying.
And my boy Tom has vowed not to throw any more trophies, but we'll get into that a little bit later.
All right, let's go. All right, this was fun.
So listen. So next up, so we have that, and we have that stuff dealing with Aaron Rodgers. But what is coming out is probably the second bit of news, the second major news, because we've always talked about Aaron Rodgers all off season. But the second biggest thing we've been talking about is COVID and the getting vaccinated. Making sure you're taking care of your team, this and that. However, there are several teams, Washington included, that is less than 50% vaccinated on their team. So Roger Goodell sends out a memo today that says potentially if the unvaccinated players have the COVID-19 outbreak on your team and they cannot reschedule the game within the 18-week season, they will forfeit that game.
Yeah.
Wow, it's getting serious. Delilah, what are you thinking about this? It's getting serious now.
Well, so what I've been saying is that I don't know if you guys follow the Olympics. Like, I like the Olympics, even though it's very problematic with some of the decisions they've been making in regards to certain people. But
well,
yeah, exactly. You know,
can't puff pass, but yeah.
Not just her. So anyway, but yeah. So basically, they're seeing the shit show, and I'm going to say shit show, that's happening in Tokyo.
Yeah.
Right now, Japan is literally dealing with a super huge outbreak. They're trying to contain it. They're not letting audience members in there, by the way. They said no. So all these people who bought tickets to go and, watch nope, you can't go. They literally banned fans. That's it. It's not, there's going to be no spectators. Then all the teams that are going to compete are losing Olympians. They can't go because they tested positive for COVID. They cannot play. Like, we lost teams on our basketball teams, both men and women. We lost people off our gymnastics teams. So we're losing people left and right. And so, I think that, I feel like Roger Goodell is probably going, listen, this upcoming season is the first time since COVID that we're going to be at 100% capacity. So it comes down to money, because we know he doesn't care about, he's a millionaire, right? We know, when it comes down to it, he wants people to play. Yeah. He also wants to make sure that we don't forfeit games, right? That he doesn't have to cancel stuff like last time, right? That he doesn't have to move pieces around anymore. You have 100% capacity at every single stadium. You also have games in Europe. Can you imagine? By the way, I don't think you understand that if you go to England or Germany, potentially, they're trying to add Germany. But right now, if you go fly in England, if you have COVID, you can't go. Did you know that? So literally, those two teams that are playing in London, if someone tests positive for COVID, they can't get on the plane anyway because they have those restrictions. You need to be vaccinated to go into their country. So it's just making things a little easier so that they don't have to start canceling games. He wants to make money, revenue. Yeah. Why do you think there's 17 games this season? Hello. They're trying to recoup the money that they lost from the last two seasons. So again, I see this more as he's looking at it as a business decision, and then a medical part second, right? I do think he does, okay, make sure people don't get sick and on ventilators. But the number one reason is to make money.
Money does talk. Money talks.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right, Delilah and Nick. What she said, she hit the nail on the head, because at the end of the day, unfortunately, you don't want to take the person out of it. No. But this is a multi-billion-dollar business.
It is.
You know what I mean? But you got to be on the field. People have to play.
The Olympics is what, every 4 years? Right. How much planning and all that goes into this sort of thing? Right. How many, like you said, how much just advertising, TV time, all that stuff is factored into this.
Right.
And so,
they're
you
pulling out too. A lot of
yeah,
advertisers are pulling out. So
and
again,
because they're like, well, I'm going to take my money out now before I lose it all.
Exactly. So again,
and that is the thing. It's unfortunate that it is all about, mostly about the money, because the Olympics is one of the things I look forward to as well. Because you see these, these amateur athletes who work and train hard for these 4 years to make these teams to compete for their country. I know there are pros in certain sports, but I mean, for the most part, these are amateur athletes. They are competing for their country, for the right to represent their country and win a medal.
Right.
And to just all of a sudden have that pulled out from under you, possibly, that's very disheartening and very heartbreaking. I do feel bad.
yeah.
If in fact they do cancel them, because there has been talk. I mean, nothing's official yet, but I mean, that would just be a horrible thing for everyone involved, and it just, it's very sad. You hate to see all that training and preparation go down the drain.
And so I think I see Roger Goodell sitting up there saying, "Oh, we're gonna have our first full season for the first time, in like over a year and a half." And I honestly do think that it came down to that. It's like, I don't want to have to be canceling and postponing games anymore, right? I don't want to have to reschedule stuff, and I don't have to, and so let's get this taken care of. So one, we can actually have a full season, and two, again, recoup our losses, right? So
wasn't it the 1 week last year, we had a game every day of the week? The one, wasn't that 1 week last year during the season? There was literally, because of the reschedules and everything, it was like a game every day.
It was a mess.
Yeah,
and
it really was.
Right, they don't want to do that again. Yeah, and so they're like, forget that. And by the way, he gave a number, so it's not like you're not gonna play. He's like, if for some reason we can't reschedule properly,
That's key.
Right,
that's key.
So again, he's not saying, oh, you guys to forfeit right away. He's
you just may have to play during your bye week.
He's like, if we cannot accommodate you properly, then you have to forfeit that game, right? And so again, guys, it comes down to money. We know this, all right? And I care about the medical aspects. I don't want people getting sick and stuff. But when it comes down, they're trying to make up their money. And again, he's seeing what's going on with Olympics that, like he said, takes years to prepare for. He doesn't want to see another blown football season, right? He wants to see those packed stadiums. He wants to make sure that all the players can play, right? And so again, that's really what it comes down to. A monetary decision.
Right.
Followed by medical.
Well, right. And at the end, also, it's a pride situation. Let's be honest. NBA has just finished the second season going through COVID, and they've gotten through it. Yes, they had some mishaps here and there, but they got through it. They also have Major League Baseball that's going through. Hockey that just passed, they went through. If the NFL is coming up with all these different, COVID cases and outbreaks, it's going to look bad on the league.
And we have a shorter season, even with the 17 weeks. Football is a short. Right. It is a short season. We know this when it comes to sports, right? And so there really is not too much time to make up in that time slot.
Right. Absolutely. And shout out to Nathan. And it's the context as well as the leagues have lost money because of COVID. Free agency has been affected. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So.
But the Packers still offered. Never mind.
He won't let it go. This is smoke, baby. Come on. But look, hey guys, stay educated. Like you said yesterday, Watch Football Weekly. Make sure, this is different. If me, you, Nick, Delilah, if any of us say, hey, I don't want to get the vaccine, that's our choice. Boom. But you guys are in the NFL, which means you have an obligation to your team. You signed a contract to be ready and available to your team.
Well, I'm a teacher, and I don't want to give COVID to my students because babies can't get vaccinated. And so I am not going to be the adult that gives the COVID vaccine to an 8-year-old who can't get the vaccine and ends up on a ventilator. So I am vaccinated to protect my community, because not just children, there are people who are immunocompromised who want to get vaccinated, by the way, but can't for medical reasons. Right. And so I'm protecting those people who can't get vaccinated, right? Yeah. Not anti-vaxxers. You guys are who you are. I'm protecting the people who actually can't get the vaccine for various reasons.
Yep.
That's who I'm trying to protect. That's why I got vaccinated. So
fair enough.
Yeah. Forgive me, ladies and gentlemen. I'm leaning left a little bit. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say that. All right.
Hey now.
Oh, now,
Hey.
now Sean's throwing smoke, Nick.
Right. Sean throwing some shade over there. What's that?
Yo, we gotta move on, ladies
go.
and gentlemen. We gotta move on. Next up is the longest running segment on Let's Talk Football, the Roundtable. Diversity with Delilah. Let's go. And this week, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to cover something we meant to cover right after the last time, which was in June. Last time we showed on, and we wanted to cover Carl Nassib, the first active openly gay NFL player. He came out in June during Pride Month. And Delilah, I love that we're still covering this because it's so very important. So
Yes.
go ahead, Delilah.
Well, I mean, to point of fact, like whenever there are like months dedicated to marginalized groups, it doesn't mean that we don't talk about them outside of those months.
Right.
All those months mean, by the way, is that we hyper focus on their needs and on those communities, but doesn't mean, we forget about them because, June is over, or, February's over, October's over. Like, that's not what that is. It means we should hyper focus on these groups and make sure we're covering these issues, but it doesn't stop. It happens all year round. Yeah. Activism is a year-long thing. Anyway, so I wanted to cover, Carl Nassib because I did see it as a follow-up to Michael Sam, because Michael Sam didn't have the same, unfortunately, when he came out, he didn't have the same experience. He went through a lot of mental health issues. He got cut before he actually could play a regular season. He went to the Canadian Football League and just couldn't make it there either for various reasons. And so Carl Nassib, to come out while he's actually actively playing, it's a big deal. Because again, people before him didn't have that luxury because they would lose everything, right?
Yeah.
So currently he's playing for the Las Vegas Raiders. He got his, he signed on with them last season in 2020. He is a defensive lineman. He made history again, as Sean pointed out, as the first active NFL player to announce that he's gay. Nassib wasn't the first athlete to come out, right? Again, we're talking about Michael Sam, who came out first, but again, he didn't play a regular season, which is why they're saying active, which is why that's the key term. However, Michael Sam did come out in support of Carl and thank him for owning his truth. And so they did congratulate each other. They both recognized each other, and and how Carl Nassib was possible because Michael Sam did it first, right? And so there's that. Sorry. Before he played for Cleveland, because now I'm going to go into stats, right? So now we're going to go into like how he is as a football player. He was born in Westchester, Pennsylvania. He went to Penn State. That is where he kind of got his football career. But before that, in high school, he actually played a lot of different sports. So he was a 3-year letterman in football, but he also he also lettered in baseball and track and field. So he was he's a well-rounded athlete who excelled in a few different sports. So that when he went to Penn State, he didn't start off as like excelling in football right away. That really didn't happen until his like junior and senior year. That's when he started actually being recognized as a defensive player. And so it wasn't until his junior, senior year where he really kind of got his footing in football. He was unanimously named All-American, and the Big Ten's I can't say this correctly, Nagurski Woodson Defensive Player of the Year in 2015.
Nagurski.
Yeah.
He won also the Hendricks Award for the nation's top defensive end. And so he started kind of killing it, He was also given the Lombardi Award for being the best college football lineman or linebacker. So again, it was between his junior and senior year where he really started kind of excelling as a defensive player. He was drafted by the Cleveland Browns. That's who actually drafted him. He was a 66th pick at the 3rd round. at the 2016 NFL Draft. After before he went to play for the Las Vegas Raiders like he is now, he actually had a short stint with the Buccaneers. But like I said, right now he signed in 2020 a 3-year deal with the Las Vegas Raiders for a $25 million contract, including $16.75 million guaranteed. And so he's good to go for the next 3 years with the Las Vegas Raiders.
Yeah. Nice.
I like
Go
that.
Carl.
I like that. So we have a question from the crowd. Has he? Shout out to Jared. Has he ever made the Pro Bowl?
No, not currently. Hopefully he's got his chance this year with a revamped Las
the
Vegas Raiders team.
Yeah.
Raiders.
Let's go. I didn't know that he was that good in college. That's actually pretty dope. I do know he has a brother that played at Syracuse. I think it's Sean Nassib. He was a quarterback, I believe.
Yeah.
That's pretty interesting. Yeah,
so we'll see how he does for Vegas this season with a revamped team and everything. See what happens.
Yeah. Oh, I like that. All right, Delilah. I like that. Appreciate that, Delilah. Appreciate that. And hopefully, honestly, with all the accolades and everything that we've heard from him when he played in college, hopefully he doesn't. Hopefully, Michael Sam's took all the brunt of everything. Like, hopefully he doesn't have to. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I mean, I think by the fact that he's been in the league, 4, 5, 6 years. Exactly. You know what I mean? It's people know these things in the locker room. People, they understand, they get what's going on. So hopefully it's not really going to affect him. I don't want to be tagged, oh, he's just a gay guy, blah, blah, blah. Because like you said, he's a pretty solid player, dominated in college, so.
And what he does off the field should not, it's not illegal, it's not criminal. So whatever he does in the privacy of his own bedroom shouldn't matter once it comes Sunday at noon.
Right.
Doesn't matter.
Let him do his thing.
Right.
Exactly.
Doesn't matter.
All right.
Tequila.
I know, right? The background music.
You gotta love it.
On there?
Yeah, you're good. You're back. He is frozen. Now he's back.
Oh, okay.
And Delilah's taking it easy at my buddies.
I am.
Man. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen.
North Clark in Chicago.
Yes.
Definitely want to support my buddies as well. They've been good to us so far.
Yes, they have.
So definitely someone else.
This fall when it comes to,
that's it. We're working out those details. Hopefully we'll have more for you soon, ladies and gentlemen. But yes, we are working out some stuff. So we won't make the huge announcement yet, but we're working on it. We're working on it. Working on it.
Let's go. Football season's coming, baby.
Coming.
I got to shout out my guy, Jared Harmon, on here. I feel in this current NFL culture of inclusiveness, this is the time to come out. Be woman, be black, be whatever, because the NFL needs everybody's money.
Thank you.
Ain't that the truth, though, right?
Who said that? Who said that?
My boy Jared. My boy Jared Harmon.
I'm with you, Jared. I'm with you, Jared. You got it.
Hey, that's absolutely right. That is absolutely right. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for that, Delilah. We will move. We're going to go ahead and move on.
Oh, moving on up.
And we're going to move on to somebody that Nick thinks I give too much of a hard time to. He thinks I need to let the man go. The man is 4,000 years old.
4,000.
He is. He's going to play.
You need to let go of that trophy throwing thing. That's all.
Speaking of trophy throwers.
He said he's stopping at 50 maybe. So
right. There you go.
We'll see. We'll see. His trainer just came out a couple days ago and said that he's prepared him for at least the next 2 years to play before he starts wearing down.
I mean, he played on a torn MCL, like we learned, which they got in trouble for hiding his injury.
Right.
I'd like to see how much trouble they actually get in.
For not putting him on the injury list.
None, because he won the Super Bowl.
That's right.
And he's Tom Brady. But listen, ladies and gentlemen, Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers just went to the White House. They met the president, and Tom, we found out Tom's a little jokester. So tune into this real quick.
It didn't look great there. At one point, we were 7-5, struggling a little bit. As the president alluded to. But we found our rhythm. We got on a roll. Not a lot of people, think that we could have won. And in fact, I think about 40% of the people still don't think we won.
I understand that.
You understand that, Mr. President?
I understand that.
Yeah. And personally, it's nice for me to be back here. We had a game in Chicago where I forgot what down it was. I lost track of one down in 21 years of playing, and they started calling me Sleepy Tom. Why would they do that to me? So it's great to be, we're on the eve of football season. We start tomorrow practice, and we're going to do everything we can to work to achieve another one of those Lombardi trophies. It's a different group of men. It'll be a different challenge, but we're excited for it. We're excited for the opportunity to compete and work hard and show everyone what we're made of. So we're not going to throw the Super Bowl trophy this time, Cam, but we're going to offer President Biden a special presentation from Mr. Glazer, and then we're going to challenge 11 of us, 11 White House interns to a game of football here on the lawn, and we intend to run it up on you guys. So get ready to go.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Tom Brady.
That was funny.
He'll be appearing at the Improv all week. No.
Right.
Listen,
I gotta stop.
The Chicago joke was good. That was
right.
good.
Right. Listen, I gotta get off Tom's back. All right. Nick's been giving me a hard time saying I was staying on his back for throwing the Super Bowl trophy. The man went to the White House and he apologized. That's enough of an apology-ish for me.
Is it done?
It's not. It is not. Right. You don't throw a daggone Super Bowl trophy from one bowl to another. You know what?
He's not. But he's not though.
Right.
He said it was that avocado tequila, but he's not gonna toss it again.
Right. Oh, by the way, Aaron Rodgers, he's been to 10 Super Bowls. Just saying.
Yeah. Aaron,
that's how you earn respect, Aaron. Go to 10 Super Bowls. You want to be one of the greatest of all time? You win. That's what you do. Just saying. Just saying. Not about the money.
A couple years
Not
ago,
about the money.
Yeah, he just wins. He just wins.
Aaron, he was funny. He made me laugh. He made some jokes.
Tom had some jokes.
Apparently, our fans feel they need to tell me to let it go.
Let it go,
I will not let it go, Catherine.
Let it go. You need to be like Elsa and Frozen and let it go. Let it go. Can't hold it back anymore. Let it go.
It's not happening.
I know.
Well, listen, the season's coming up, like he said, and we're getting ready to the good stuff. We're getting ready to the players. We start going back and forth on who's winning, who's not, who's the best, who's garbage, yada, yada, yada. And there's a lot of guys that are coming back. I'm really looking forward to what we have going on. And with that, we're going to move into one of the last subjects on the show, top 5 QB wide receiver duos in the league, ladies and gentlemen. And as we know, you need that QB. And if he has his number one guy, might not be considered league number one receiver, but if he has his number one guy, things can work better with him. You talk about in the past Montana and Rice. You talk about Marino and Duper or Clayton. You know what I mean? You talk about these guys, and those guys had success. Now we're gonna look at who in this day and age has success. So I'm gonna go ahead and give it to Nick. Start with the top 5, and let's go from there, buddy.
Are we counting from 5 down to 1, or like?
That's how I did it. I'm going 5 down. I'm going 5 down. So my number 5 might surprise some people, but I'm looking at team dynamic, what's going on, and my number 5 duo is Ryan Tannehill and Julio Jones. Now here we go, kids. You have Derrick Henry in the backfield. We all know that. But Tannehill does like to throw the ball. And who better? I think Julio with this new team, he gets a chance to prove he can still play. He can still get the ball downfield. So I think look for some unexpected chemistry here from Ryan Tannehill and Julio Jones. I have them at my number 5. Just for the upcoming season, again, this is who I think might actually excel this year as a duo. Number 4, I got to go with a guy who's been chastised, I think, a lot in this league, but has really shown flashes. I got at number 4, Baker Mayfield and Jarvis Landry. I'm telling you, Baker's on his way up, my friends. You can make fun of Cleveland all you want. They finally won a playoff game. They're headed in the right direction. They've improved the defense, but offense is where it's at with them. Nick Chubb in the backfield. You have Odell Beckham. But the combination of Baker and Jarvis Landry, to me, is the key to that team's success. And I think that's where it starts and that's where it ends. So number 4 for me, we're going to go with Baker Mayfield and Jarvis Landry. Now, number 3 for me, and some people will probably give me a little bit of crap for this, and that's okay. But I think this kid this year is going to prove to you. Had a great rookie year. He's coming in hot to start this second season. I'm going with Justin Herbert and Keenan Allen from the Chargers as my number 3. Let me tell you something. Justin Herbert's for real. You listen to his coaches, kids in the locker room. Justin Herbert's legit. And coming out, they got some weapons. I just think, but this team of Justin Herbert, Keenan Allen, that could be some fireworks, my friend. Look for some mucho touchdown passes this year from Justin Herbert too. Now again, I will just say now that I did leave out Aaron Rodgers because we don't know if he's playing or not. But obviously, Rodgers and Devontae Adams would have been in this list, this top 5, had Aaron not, whatever the decision was. So I did leave them out. Not gonna lie. That brings me to my number 2. And I mean, it's hard not to go this way. Let me just say this. Patrick Mahomes, Tyreek Hill. Patrick Mahomes is still Patrick Mahomes. I know he had the foot injury, but he should be fine coming into this season. You can't, it's hard to not, as much as you may hate Kansas City or whatever, but, Patrick Mahomes is the man. And him and Tyreek Hill is a dynamic combination. You always expect big things from both of them. And I don't think this year, they'll have more competition, I feel, in the AFC this year. And if but I definitely think, look again for Patrick Mahomes and Tyreek Hill to put up some big numbers. Which then, of course, you're all wondering, then where does that lead to my number 1? And there was a couple of, I really thought about this. There's a couple of people I left out of the top 5. So real quick, I want to give a couple honorable mentions that I just missed my top 5. One of them, of course, is Matt Stafford and Cooper Kupp. I think these guys, with Stafford coming into the Rams, you have Robert Woods as well, but I think the matchup here is Cooper Kupp underneath filling the slot with Stafford. Stafford can get the ball out quick. This is what you're looking for here. So I think could see a good year for Matt Stafford and Cooper Kupp. One other duo that I felt like deserved a little love is Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs. Yeah. I'm not that I don't think they're going to be great, because I do think Buffalo is going to be a front runner in the AFC this year. So they were literally just outside of, I would have put them 6 probably with Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs. But my number 1 for this year, and again, I just think after his breakout season last year, and after all the team had a little controversy with what the quarterback had to say about his protection, I'm going to go with Russell Wilson, DK Metcalf. Because I'm telling you, DK Metcalf proved last year that this guy can ball out. And Russ is Russ. Russ can throw the ball. Russ can run. But this duo, I'm looking forward to watching, especially this year in the NFC, because you still got Major Tom and his group, which is one of the things too. People go, well, why don't you put Brady in there? He's got multiple receivers, and I think they're going to split all that. You've got Gronkowski, Goodwin, Evans, blah, 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 Scotty Miller. Like, this is too much for Tom to deal with there. But for my number 1 top 5 duo that I, coming into the year, I go with Russell Wilson and DK Metcalf.
Interesting. Very interesting. I like that. I definitely thought Tom was going to be up there, but he's not even on the list. I respect that. I like that. Delilah, what you got?
So I actually have Wilson and Metcalf at number 5.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
And then I have 4. The only reason I have Rodgers and Devontae 4th is because I don't know. So there's an asterisk. He might have been higher in the list, but I don't know if
Aaron's going to play, right?
I don't know if that'll be the same duo. So for right now, I'll leave them at 4.
Sure, fair enough.
I'm going to leave them at 4 for right now. Number 3 is Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs. I do think they're going to have another stellar season. Like, I see them improving from last season. Like unless something untoward happens, like I just don't see them continuing the trajectory that they were in. Um, so 2, I know people are gonna look at me crazy, but I think Matt Ryan and Julio Jones are gonna have a. I think that
they're not together, honey. Sorry.
Oh my God, that's right. He left. That was my 3. I forgot. Sorry about that.
No, that's okay.
He's where is it? Tennessee.
Yeah. I forgot he left. But for me, my number 1, I have to like rethink my number 2. My number 1 is Mahomes and Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, sure. No, I can see that. I mean, yeah.
Yeah. So I like again. I know that they didn't win the big game, but they still got there, and I really don't see Mahomes slowing down. So, but I do have them at number 1 on my list. I forgot that they traded Julio Jones, and I got everything my number 2.
Not a problem. Not a bad list.
Yeah, I like that. So, first for mine, I'll start off with the honorable mentions. Obviously,
Don't do it.
I know Nick thinks I'm going to put him in the top 5, but I'm not that far advanced. Okay.
Don't be a homer.
Honorable mentions.
Don't be a homer.
Will be Fitz and McLaurin. They are 6 or 7. I think they're going to make magic, but they're honorable mentions. They're not top 5. I'm not going to do that yet.
Okay.
Also, an honorable mention: the captain, Captain Kirk, Adam Thielen. I think they're gonna make some magic this year. They're in there. They're in this honorable mention, not top 5.
I think Justin Jefferson's gonna be the star there, buddy. Come on.
Adam Thielen's the guy. We'll see in the season. Let's go.
All right. I'm sorry. It's your list.
Number 5. Number 5 on my list. Tannehill and A.J. Brown. The reason why I say that is because I think Julio's going to be a huge decoy. I think he's going to take attention just because of the name. Plus, you got the running game that you alluded to earlier. They have Derrick King. I think A.J. Brown is good. He had a breakout year last year. I think he's going to really show up this year. That's my number 5. My number 4, Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs. I think that they're going to have a big year, but I think, like you said, they're more of a running behind Josh Allen, right? Josh Allen is more of a mobile quarterback, and he runs a lot more. So I think that's going to take away from Diggs getting his. Number 3, I got to give it to the Super Bowl trophy thrower, Tom Brady and his boy Evans. I've doubted them. I doubted them all last year. But there's a certain wavelength that you said, like Aaron Rodgers and Adams is on. And I think they're on that same thing too. Number 2, I got to go with Delilah, like you said. They're number 1, Mahomes and Tyreek Hill. They're almost unstoppable. As we saw in the Super Bowl, they can be stopped, but they are almost unstoppable in the league. And when they're on their game. Yeah. Like we saw in the first game that Kansas City played Tampa Bay, when Tyreek had over 200 yards in the first half or like first quarter, you got to sit there and do it. Wow, really, Brady? What is this? Really? Yes, Brady. Yes, I will put him in there. Wait a minute, Sean Spencer can't help but show love to cousins.
Yep,
listen,
that's what it is. That's
honorable mention, exactly.
Killing me, Smalls.
Yeah, right. You're killing me. You're killing me. And listen, I honestly, what you can do with my list is everybody for how they are, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You can move them up 1, right? Because my number 1, honestly, we don't know if he's going to play. We talked about him earlier. Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams. If they play, they're on another wavelength. Yeah, they're on another wavelength. I think they're the best duo in football. I've seen it many a times. Like coming to the line, it's just like they're thinking the exact same thing.
Right.
You know what I mean? You've seen it with a lot of those great duos in the past. I think they have it. Now, if they don't play, take them off the list. You move Hill and Mahomes up. You move Evans and Brady up. Do it like that. But for me, it's Aaron Rodgers. I mean, I think he's going to pull what Brett Favre pulled. I'm not going to play. I'm not going to do it. Just so he doesn't have to do the practice. And then he's going to come and dominate the year. That's my opinion.
Yeah, I guess we'll see.
No, it's good stuff.
So
It's
like
funny because I was intrigued by a few other combinations, like looking through.
Let me finish my top 5 now because I
Go
have to
ahead.
work
Do your
it.
thing, Delilah. Go ahead,
Sorry,
girl.
I didn't do my honorable mention. So I on my top 5, and again we could shift them or not. I don't know. I was remiss if I don't mention Kyler Murray and DeAndre Hopkins. So I am putting them in there in my top 5. I do think that Kyler Murray and DeAndre Hopkins will hopefully he plays this season.
Yeah.
DeAndre isn't out.
Right.
I hope he's not out because of COVID, but yeah, I definitely do see them killing it on the field again. Kyler had a really good season, and now he's coming in more seasoned, right? More like with more experience and stuff. And I don't see him getting worse, right? So I think that duo like is gonna need a lot of protection. So whoever is playing DeAndre Hopkins and Kyler Murray, defense, you guys got to do some work because they're gonna connect. They're gonna have I see them having another really great season. So.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I like that. I'm addressing some of the comments that we have in here. Jared talking about Julio is going to miss Matty Ice and vice versa. I think I think there's some truth to that. Nathan put in his top 5. Nathan, sir, there's no way Kirk Cousins is the number 2 duo in this league. Get out of here with that. Okay,
Wow.
sir?
But at least he put with Jefferson, not Thielen. He put Jefferson, not Thielen.
That's why it's even more wrong.
Jefferson, not Thielen. Watch this year. Jefferson, not Thielen. Just saying.
He's got Kyler and Hopkins too. See?
Yeah. We got to go.
The funny thing about Murray is I don't think we should count out AJ Green. I actually put AJ Green with Kyler Murray instead of DeAndre Hopkins.
Really?
That's just my opinion, of course. But I was like, I think I like AJ Green in that spot a little more. I think, like you said, you talked about the decoy with Julio Jones. I think Hopkins will get the double team. My man AJ Green's over here going, I'm open, coach, throw me the ball.
And we know he could play. We know that.
Right. So I'm looking at Kyler Murray, AJ Green more for the Cardinals than I am Kyler Murray, DeAndre Hopkins. Just saying.
And look, I do want to. The only thing I think I have an issue. I love that. The only thing I'm saying is that's what Fitz was there when he was there last year, and we were like, "Yo, you should ball out because you had DeAndre Hopkins." I think that might have the same situation, but I'm rooting for AJ. I think AJ. I hope AJ does it.
The only other one I wanted to mention really quickly, and I think Nate will love this, because we've talked about Lamar Jackson a lot, right?
Yeah.
Now, obviously, he's got Sammy Watkins there, and Sammy has shown flashes in his career that he can play. He's getting the chance now with Baltimore, right, to be the, on their what do you call it? I can't think of the word right now, but the order of which they have
depth chart. Yeah,
depth chart. Thank you, depth chart. Sammy's listed at number 1 as the number 1 receiver, Sammy Watkins. But I'm telling you, we talked about this kid all through the draft. Rashad Bateman out of Minnesota. I think he's going to have a great rookie year, and he's going to be a big target for Lamar Jackson, especially inside the red zone. So look for Lamar Jackson, Rashad Bateman this year also, my friends. The AFC is loaded.
Right.
AFC is loaded, my friend.
Are you putting him on your list?
No, I just was saying these were just guys, other teams I thought were worth mentioning at this point. I just wanted to mention a couple other guys.
Like Fitzpatrick and Terry McLaurin?
Here's the thing, though. I don't discount. I know you love your boy Fitzmagic, but I want to see how that dynamic works. Honestly, I want to see how that goes before I make any. Because there was other teams. Because you could make the case, or you could be like, oh, well, what about a Dak Prescott and Amari Cooper, or Dak Prescott and CD Lamb?
I do
that's the honorable mention.
Yes, sir. Jared Goff and Terrell Williams, blah, blah, blah.
I think
Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase, a couple of rookies, whatever.
And I know this is going to make Sean a little upset, but I do see Dak Prescott and Amari Cooper having a good season also.
Yeah, I can see it happening. I see it. And I think one of the biggest issues on here, though, is that some of these teams do have 2 big name receivers.
2 and 3, 2 big name receivers, right, yes.
I look at the DK and Russ. You can easily talk about, not Baldwin.
Tyler Lockett.
Tyler Lockett, right. You can easily talk about him.
But that's what happened last year. Lockett, DK Metcalf overtook Tyler Lockett and became the number 1 guy. It's also because
really new.
Matt Stafford too. Like I said,
DK.
yeah. Matt Stafford has Cooper Kupp and Robert Woods. So you got two guys.
Yeah.
So I don't know. There's just so much.
Again,
The quarterback,
it's all
like I said, it's going to be one of those years, right? It's on one of those years. But you know what I did find interesting? On the depth chart, New Orleans has Taysom Hill listed as the quarterback, not your boy, your boy, famous Jameis. They have Taysom, so
not eat a win.
Yeah, so they had Taysom Hill listed as number 1 on the depth chart, which I found interesting. Because obviously they got Michael Thomas. That guy's still a good receiver. But with Taysom Hill, I don't know.
Yeah. What do you think, Delilah?
You're going with Dak and Gallup over Dak and Amari Cooper? Interesting.
That's what Jared is saying. He's saying Dak and Gallup. But I mean, a lot of that is Dak and Gallup. No, they're well. Amari Cooper is great. We know how much he got paid, but I really feel like he's underperformed in Gallup.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Gallup, whoever the second receiver is or the slot receiver has dominated. You look at Gallup, who's dominated. You look at Cole Beasley, who might not be playing this year.
Right.
He dominated, and he got himself a contract over at Buffalo.
That's
you know what I mean? So it's always like the second or third guy. He's saying underrated duo.
Underrated duo.
Hey, and as for underrated duos, Fitzpatrick and De'Ami Brown, our third string receiver. You know what? Fitzpatrick and all our receivers. We're gonna do it to you, and we're gonna do it to the daggone Cowboys. Let's get it.
Oh, Sean. Oh, Sean.
Come
on, man. Come on. Yeah, let's give him the smoke. That would be like me putting Andy Dalton and Allen Robinson in my top 5. Come on, bro.
But what about if you say Allen Robinson and Fields?
I haven't seen Fields play. True. So I got it. I know. I mean, I'm about the hype. I'm hoping he's great.
But we got to be smart.
You got it right. I haven't seen him play yet. That's what I did. I went with guys at least that I saw something from, or that
exactly.
You know what? Like I said, you know what Justin Herbert's about. You hope that he comes out as a great sophomore season. Yeah. Stafford, I've been watching for the last 10 years. He's been whatever he's been in the league. Yeah. I've seen Matt play almost every other Sunday. So I mean, I know what I'm getting there.
But to your point though, there's others that I kept off list, and I love that you picked Herbert on there, because for me, you could easily say, why not go to Cincinnati? Why not go Burrow with his old buddy, Jamar Chase?
Yeah, no, I hear
you. know what I mean? You could go to Hurts.
Burrow's coming off a huge injury. True. You got to see how he comes back from the big injury, and you got to see how Jamar adjusts to the NFL game, and if he's just as good as he was at LSU.
All right, so I don't know why I'm even putting this comment up here that Nathan said. Apparently, my man wants some attention. Jeff George and Michael Westbrook. You know what, Nathan? Bucky Brooks was right.
That's
Bucky Brooks was absolutely right. Lamar is garbage. Want you all keep coming? I'm going to keep coming.
Jeff, I can't believe you put Jeff George.
Jeff George.
Oh my goodness!
Come on, man. Yeah. Come on.
Although listen, I'm intrigued. Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I was saying, I'm intrigued that Nate remembers who Jeff George is. He wasn't even born when that guy was a quarterback. So I mean, come on, Nate, where'd you pull that one from? That's like saying Jim McMahon and Willie Gault were the best combo ever. Come on, bro, get out of here.
Jim McMahon and Willie Gault, baby. Hey, but listen, ladies and gentlemen, we're coming close to the end of the show. But as always, we have one more segment for you. One last word, buddy, where we go around and give you one last thing that's on our mind. It may be football, it may be something else, but we just want to give it to you. So I'm gonna go ahead and start with you, Delilah. What you got, Delilah?
Hey. No, I'm excited that football's around the corner. Like, I'm ready for the preseason, even though it's shorter, but I'm excited for football. I just want to see how we do and what happens. And even if predictions don't come true, I still find it exciting, right? Like, I was wrong, but I still find it exciting. Even if my predictions are wrong, I actually like that because I like when football is unpredictable.
Yes. Absolutely.
So, let's go football. It's around the corner.
Exactly. Big Nick, what you got, man?
Well, I am going to shift gears just a little bit. Obviously, I'm very excited about football. I've already been hit up about 4 or 5 fantasy leagues that I'm going to be in. Like, it's going to be a crazy year for football for me.
I don't have to track all of them.
I'm excited about one thing, and you know what's coming there, Mr. Sean. Baseball is still going on.
It is.
And my Chicago White Sox, going into today, we're 8.5 games up in first place in the AL Central.
Yes, they
Come
are.
on
We are
now.
rolling. We're getting the pitching, the hitting. We're doing well. We're on a roll, baby. We're heading to the playoffs. We're going for that World Series, baby. And we're coming for you. Look at my White Sox. We're rolling. We're having a great time doing it. And we still, without two of our better offensive weapons who are rehabbing in Luis Robert and Eloy Jimenez, we should have them both back before the playoffs start. So look out, baby. Chicago's coming for you. White Sox all day.
Woo! I like that.
Feel the dreams next month.
Yeah, that's going to be great too. I look forward to that. Yankees, White Sox, baby, in Iowa. Gotta love it.
Oh, I love that. Oh, I absolutely love that. All right, I don't know if she'll come or not, but if she doesn't, my one last word is, ladies and gentlemen, I've put up birthdays and I've talked about people's birthdays and I've shouted people out. Delilah hit you up with it. I've hit Janae up a couple weeks ago. I've hit a bunch of people up. I hit up my butt. Oh, we don't want to get to the. I mean, come. Oh my goodness. My Buttercup had a birthday on the 3rd of July.
I know.
I wanted to give her an opportunity to just come on here and just say,
hey everyone.
You're so beautiful, Cadillac. Just got back from Chicago. Just got back from going all Michigan, Chicago. Oh, you're not. I'm not supposed to say that. Okay, we'll edit that out.
Way to go, Sean. Way to go, bro. Way to go.
Yeah. Well, can I say anything?
Can I say anything?
I love
Apparently, you've already said enough. Maybe
right. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and get the couch ready because
yeah, right. You're sleeping on that tonight, baby. Right.
Well, look, honestly, my one last word, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, football is here, like you both have said. I echo your sentiment. Football is absolutely around the corner, but let's be honest. COVID is also still here. We got through it last year, but just because we got through it last year does not mean that it's over and done with and we can now come back out. You still got to take it seriously, ladies and gentlemen, because as Roger Goodell stated, if this comes out and you weren't vaccinated and it affects your team, you can potentially lose games. Guys, we don't want it. You looked at the Ravens last year who lost a couple games because of COVID, lost Lamar, lost a couple guys. The Titans went through it. You don't want to have your team in this exciting season that we're having going through and going to the playoff run, and then all of a sudden COVID hits and they can't play. Right. Or that's the game that's the deciding factor. So, guys, just like with the Olympics thing that you talked about, it starts and ends with what the rules are. There are certain rules. We might not agree with those rules. We might say, "Oh, why do I have to do this and that?" And that's your ability. You can say that. You can ask those questions. But if this is what the rule is, a la in the NFL, can't smoke pot. You get caught, take it out. Josh Gordon. Yeah. You know, and we've seen it happen in the Olympics too. Delilah was alluding to it. If that's the rules, whether I like it or not, that's the rules. So, guys, they're sitting here. They're giving you the opportunity. Get vaccinated so we can play. You guys mentioned we're at 100% capacity in a lot of these stadiums. I know Washington is. Guys, we got to take care of this so we can get back to being out in the open with everybody. Yeah. That's all I'm going to say about that, but that's what we got. So, hey, this has been another amazing show. I'm with two of the best co-hosts this side of the world. Yes, buddy. I got my man. Hold on, let me go through the smoke real quick. Let me come through the smoke. I got my man, Mr. Nicholas. I want the smoke, Rosario.
You all have a great rest of your Thursday, my friends. Stay thirsty. Stay thirsty.
Buddy. And as always, the lovely host of Diversity with Delilah Crespo.
Yay! Hey, everybody! Tomorrow is the weekend.
Yay! Friday!
Yay! Let's go! And you know who I am. It's your boy Double Deuce, Sean Spencer, one half that dynamic duo. That's Let's Talk Football. Ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna be back with you. Football's right around the corner. Get ready!
Get ready!
Get ready! Woo! Let's get it! Peace, everybody.
Hello, everybody.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
I am Janae Strother.
I'm Sean Spencer.
We are back.
We are back, ladies and gentlemen.
I gotta go out and hold up.
Come on. The line.
this. All right. I am Janae Struther.
I am Sean Spencer.
And this is Let's Talk Football.